لبيروت من قلبي سلام لبيروت والكبرون للبحر والبيوت لصخرة. So we use this program as a way to examine our Eastern ethnic identity, both Sean's and mine, and balancing it with our Western national identities. We look at how, even though there's no mile marker on what it means, where the East begins and the West ends, however you want to look at it, how the East has influenced Western classical music, and ultimately what we show is that there's also influence from Western classical music into the East. And so really this is basically a way to celebrate all of that and a way to look at how Sean and I exist in this world of classical music, while also just showing that rather than things being so different, that actually things are very much intertwined and we're a lot more similar than we are different. For some of the lesser known composers, something that pops into my head is Jonathan Harvey. And we use a solo guitar piece called Sufi Dance on this program. And what I think is cool about it is his own description of this piece, that it's not necessarily an arrangement of a folk song or a folk tune, but really a memory. And he acknowledges it as a probably incorrect memory of the music, but this influence and suggestion of the passion of Sufi folk music. And we thought it was kind of a cool addition to this program to have something acknowledged as just suggestion and not necessarily appropriation. As for other unknown composers on the program, I would say Sayed Darwish is one of them. Although he's pretty well known in Arabic circles. And I would say that there's not much to listen to as far as like needing explanation. I would just say sit back and enjoy that one. And Layal Shakir's piece that is a commission for this program called A Butterfly in New York. You'll hear influences of oud and also a very cool use of registration shifting when and a sort of chasing of youth and a chasing of the idea of home. And the vocal line is constantly catching up with the memories of things. So it's a very cool setting that we're very happy to have on this program. As far as musical through lines go, we're obviously bookended by British music and lute songs and lute music, and moving at the end into Britain's songs from the Chinese. But also in the middle of the program, we have the Sephardic song La Primavera, which is our springboard into this sort of Spanish section of the piece, and Spain, and then Arab influence on Spanish music, and then vice versa, and how we move from the La Primavera into the old Arab Andalusian song La Mabada into a more modern Sayed Darwish, Al-Halwadi, and then Li Beirut by Fayrouz, which the tune is taken from Rodrigo's Concierto de Aranjuez. And so it's sort of like this Spanish Arab fusion, and showing sort of like how circular things can be, while still having each one have its own identity. So the album and the live program pretty much, we did the live program first, but the actual recording of the album came shortly after that. We were given sort of a carte blanche by the Albra Festival to come up with a program, Sean and I, of whatever we wanted to do. And we, in discussing it, we felt like this was it. And really, Britain's Songs from the Chinese was going to be our linchpin because it was the piece that really we worked together so much on when we first met. And we sort of built a program out of that and out of this idea that I described before. There's not a lot that's different. Mostly what's different is the order, which is for pacing and logistical reasons, and but also we don't include a lot of that first set on the album that you'll hear in the live performance. So there's no Purcell on the album. There's no solo Dowland on the album, and I want to say that those are the major differences. Oh, and no, that's it, I think. Well, I don't know what Sean values in me as an artistic collaborator, but I'll speak for myself. Sean and I have known each other for a very long time now. And when we first met and we first started making music together, there was an immediate understanding about how we thought things went. And I think that over the years, we have really learned to foster and nurture musical dialogue between the two of us, and it's always like a very fluid conversation rather than ever an argument. And I feel that we're also two very unique artists in classical music, and we have found each other, and we really like nurturing what makes us different in each other. And so I think that comes across in our collaboration. And I just also think he's super fun and we have fun together. So that's important.